Hello everybody, we are back today here with another viewer requested video. This topic comes from the Discord, so add me on Discord, send me your comments, and while you're at it, give me a like and subscribe, because why not? So the question comes in as follows. So I never dated girls in high school, but in college I decided to pursue this girl, and she was basically the first girl I ever pursued in my life. Frankly, it went badly, and I made a lot of mistakes. So first, congrats on actually being aware of this and admitting it. I've now moved on, but I've now found out that she will be attending the same medical school as me. At college, she sort of trash talked me a bit with my friends, but they never cared and they told me. I'm a little worried she's going to ruin my reputation at medical school. LOL. Any advice? Yes, I do have advice. To put it simply, my recommendation is to have a high self-esteem, a low ego, and to have transparent, noteworthy growth that is going to overrule any hate that's coming your way. So let's break these down one by one, beginning with high self-esteem. First, what even is self-esteem? Well, think about it. When you imagine yourself, how do you feel? Do you see yourself in a high regard? And no, we are not talking about narcissism or seeing yourself overly glorified in any way, which doesn't seem like that's the case anyways, but it is tapping back in to that inner power that we have and recognizing and living from this idea that we are one with all. We are one with the creators. We are one with this girl that we went to class with. So what exactly do I mean when I say that we are one with all? Well, the way I like to think about it is that we all are consciously aware. I'm aware, you're aware. What is that awareness? No matter what we look like or how we act, we are all sharing that same constant. And it is that we are. And putting it differently, I like to imagine that we have a ball of clay, and this ball of clay has been molded into different humans. I'm one piece of clay, you're another piece of the same origin of clay. And in the same way that I want my fingers to do well, because they're part of me, I want you to do well, because you're part of me, and I'm part of you. From this perspective of life, we have nothing but an enriched compassion for ourselves and others. We have nothing but empathy for this person who is perhaps going to be talking bad about us. And we have nothing but a high self-esteem because we are one with all. So going back to the high self-esteem, if you're worried at all that this person is going to potentially ruin your reputation in medical school, then you have some work to do. We must raise our identity of ourselves in our own eyes and be more comfortable in our own skin and confident in the way we act and humble with the way we interact with others, to the point where no matter what this person says, our actions are going to prove otherwise. Which brings me into my number 2 point of having a low ego, or at least recognizing what you're doing in the present moment. And if I had a perfect definition of what the ego even is, then I probably wouldn't be here talking to 10 viewers at once. But rather, the way I like to see it is that we have our action and we have our awareness. The whole goal is to bring these as close to one as possible, living from this state of autotelic, as it's coined, where we are behaving with others in ways that are not going to bring about cringeworthy recollections at a later point. We are being aware in the present moment, therefore we are able to put our best foot forward and act in ways that are in harmony with all. So you may be asking yourself, how do we get to that point where we are confident in our behavior and we're acting in ways that we should be acting? Well, we get there by reflection. Every night, go in your eyes and imagine everything that you did throughout your day. Go backwards, travel through time, doing each and every action that you did throughout the day. And if something came up where you wish it went a different way, whatever it may be, just in your mind's eye, imagine the scene playing out exactly as you would have liked it to play out. And by doing this over and over, you're going to bed, falling asleep, confident in your abilities, and almost having gone through the practice in your mind about how you wish you would have acted, so that when the time comes at a later point, maybe the next day, you're going to tap back into those recollections that you have, and you're going to act from those subconsciously, therefore improving your behavior based on the reflections and the feelings of those reflections, of the ideal reflections playing out. Alright, that's enough times saying reflections. But what you can do now is to reflect back and think, what was she saying to your friends that eventually came back to you? And what is your interpretation of that? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Have you actually grown from any of this? Have you actually put that work in and recognized that she is correct? There's a lot of improvements I can make, and these are the steps I'm doing to actually improve upon these qualities, these traits, these characteristics, these behaviors, etc. I'm not saying that you should write an essay and present it to her in front of the whole class saying how much you've grown. Of course not. But we want to have this transparent, noteworthy growth be on display constantly through our actions. We want to have our own self-growth put to the test each time we are interacting with this person or other classmates. I like to be optimistic about this and see this is a whole new chance, a new opportunity for us and for you to display the version of yourself that you want to hold yourself accountable to in living, because we are choosing the identity that we want to be presenting to our classmates. And yes, this other person has some kind of recollection on who you were at a later or a past time, but that is an opportunity to grow, to almost be forced to have to grow, if you want to overcome that hurdle and actually become a genuinely better person. So, what can you do now as you prepare for medical school coming in the next 5 or so months? Well, you can live like that person that you want to live as in medical school right now. Every time you go to the grocery store or to the bank or to the gym, be that person that is friendly to the receptionists, that is talking with charisma, that is uplifting of others. Use this time as testing grounds. Try different things, experiment, and be mindful of what you're doing in the present moment, all while having room for laughter. Knowing that growth is inevitable. No matter what you do, you're going to be learning, you're going to be growing. So long as you have an open mind, you accept everything with open arms, and you always take action from an open heart. You got this.